We nurture our sense of connection with the larger whole, noticing that the whole is only as healthy as its smallest part. Hi, I'm Linda Watson-Call. I'm so glad you could join me for today's episode of Dragonfly Soup. Most of us are familiar with this symbol, the Tai Chi, more commonly called the yin-yang. To me, this represents balance. If you look at it carefully, you'll see that even though both parts make up the whole, they are not a symbol that's simply split in half. Instead, both parts wrap around each other as if they are embracing. Think about it. If one part grew larger, it would squash or suffocate the other part. Although there seems to be a definitive line between them, there is a yin in the yang and a yang in the yin. In essence, our lives are representative of the yin-yang. When both sides are balanced, we feel good. We feel that we can accomplish anything and everything. But when they aren't, we may feel out of sorts with ourselves or with others. One of the areas where this is very evident is in relationships. Many of us have the goal of having or creating a good relationship with our spouse, our children, our parents, or even our coworkers. We may feel that the relationship we have right now with this person is one-sided. We are always doing or giving, or even giving into the other person, so much that our needs aren't being met. Or are you the one who's being demanding of the other person, so much that they start to feel put out because they have wants that aren't being met? In any case, these relationships are out of balance. There is no give and take between the parties, and the situation is unhealthy for everyone involved. Here are a few examples. See if you can relate to any of these. You've been asked to babysit one of your relative's children for, the 5th time this month. You love the kid and a relative, but you have already made other plans. Now, you have to decide. Do you want to say no this time? Or are you going to cancel your plans? Here's another one. You're in the middle of painting a room and your spouse asks you to do something. You think that she could do it without your help. Do you ask the spouse to wait until you're finished? Do you say, you can do that without my help? Or do you stop what you're doing and hope the brushes don't dry out? And here's another one. Your coworker tells you that his project is running behind and pressures you into helping him out. Do you help knowing that it'll jeopardize your project? Do you try to reach a compromise so both projects are completed? Or do you flat out refuse? Each of these situations could represent a giver or a taker. Do you see yourself in any of them? As for the person expecting to give or the person expecting to take, each of these situations could also achieve a balance for both parties. If you put off what you wanted to do to babysit every time you're asked, you will eventually start resenting both the person who's asking and yourself for not refusing once in a while. If you are the one always asking the same person to sit, you might think of asking someone else, or finding a sitting service, or even taking the kids with you. More importantly, both parties need to discuss their needs. Otherwise, there will never be a balance. Many domestic relationships break up because of the lack of understanding as well as communication. Even if both parties are employed, one often feels that their work is harder, more important, more demanding than their partner's. That person expects more from the other party because of this attitude. Well, here's the inside scoop. Everyone's work is important, and everyone's work has demands that only the person who works in that industry can understand. You know, we have a Take Your Child to Work Day every year. Sometimes I think we should have a Take Your Spouse or significant other to Work Day as well. It could be a real eye-opener and start a dialogue on how you can support each other and get a balance back into the relationship. And the same principles apply to the workplace. Communication, understanding, and compassion are very important in work relationships. The lack of these are key to why most people change their jobs so often. The big difference is that unlike a family who are yours for life, coworkers feel that they can improve their situation by changing departments or jobs. But it doesn't work if they can't maintain a good relationship with their peers. Sharon Salzberg, author of Real Love, The Art of Mindful Connection, put it this way: we nurture our sense of connection with the larger whole, noticing that the whole is only as healthy as its smallest part. No matter if it's the community, family, or workplace, the smallest part is you and how you relate to those around you. You need to know when to give and when to take. Most importantly, you need to be able to communicate to others, understand their situation, and with compassion, reach a solution that will keep the relationship balanced. What are your thoughts on this important topic? Please share it either in the comments or in a private message. Be sure to click like for this week's episode, and while you're at it, share it with your friends. You might want to check out our gift shop where you can purchase items like this Dragonfly Soup t-shirt or other gifts. The link is below. And I'll see you next week right here on Dragonfly Soup. Here's to our transformation and our best year ever.